Hello everyone and welcome to today's morning report with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Hantec Markets on Tuesday 15th of August. We've still got this safe haven unwinding move on the markets as the sort of tensions, geopolitical tensions continue to sort of dissipate somewhat as the US is sort of tending towards more of a diplomatic solution potentially to this North Korean sort of head-to-head that could potentially flare up. And also we've had comments from FOMC member Dudley, Bill Dudley of the New York Fed last night, sort of talking up the prospect of a third rate hike this year. And that has helped to rally the dollar. That's the board, but let me show you the dollar. Dollar picking up again yesterday and into today. That sort of comes with these yields that are moving higher. Treasury yields moving higher certainly has helped to drive the dollar now through 93.90. That would constitute a little bit of a base pattern, maybe then drive a bit of a rally back towards the high of that downtrend channel. So this will be an interesting rally that we see if it continues. Now, across the board, we've got dollar strength pretty much against everything. Yen being the big underperformer, that comes with obviously the dollar strength, but also the safe haven unwind. We're also seeing gold weaker by another $7, so it's interesting. And we've also got equity markets which are positive. In Europe, that's coming after a % rally on the S&P 500 yesterday. Big sharp rally higher. Back off that from the underside of that trend channel, interestingly enough. So that maintains that move. So we are seeing that euro is weakening as that interesting sort of spread starts to sort of take hold again. The yield spread with the bunds and treasuries starting to reenact and on the euro dollar as that drags lower a touch, so we'll keep an eye on that. But in terms of today, we've got inflation for the UK, which is coming out now, and also the US retail sales data. So inflation for the UK has literally just come out. I shall look at it. Disappointing again, just falling. Well, I say disappointing. That's good, arguably, for the UK. The fact that high inflation has been a concern for the Bank of England, raising rates as growth has been so disappointing, potentially raising rates, but not seemingly now. We've got another sort of undershoot of the expectations on inflation on the headline, and also the core and headline, both staying at 2.4%. That's interesting. Let's have a look at the input prices. PPI input prices coming in underneath expectation as well. Now let me show you a chart here, whereby input prices it's not updated, unfortunately, but input prices and inflation the input prices tend to lead the inflation data, don't they? Interestingly enough, so falling away on input prices back down to 7% now. So inflation continuing to fall away in the UK, that's interesting, and that is having an impact. But also this afternoon we've got the US retail sales data at 1:30 this afternoon. Ex-autos expected to rise by 0.3% on a month-on-month basis. That's up from last month's disappointing 0.2% negative monthly. We've also got Fed manufacturing, New York Fed manufacturing, around about last month, 10. I think the market's going to be sort of focusing on retail sales really, so that is the main focus for today. Let's have a look at my chart today, which is the euro yen. Now euro yen, let me show you the daily. Euro yen has been sort of ranging sideways. It's sort of put pressure on that support around 128.50. And between 128 figure and 128.50 is where the support is now coming in. You can see these lows at 128 figure. And again, 128 figure on Friday, holding. Rally from that. But the momentum indicators just turning a corner at an interesting point. Let me get the crosshair on this. It's exactly where the June low came in on the RSI. And around about there on the stochastics. And the MACD line's beginning to turn up. So is this a buying opportunity? Potentially. I'd say it's an opportunity to probably continue to play the range, because we've got another strong candle brewing today. You're holding onto that range. You've also got on the hourly chart a head and shoulders reversal. Come back to test the neckline and going again seemingly to the upside. So I think it could well be a buying opportunity. 129.47 being that support, 129.50 129.50, really around that neckline of 129.60. But let me show you the importance of that level. An old pivot, old support becomes new resistance, and then broke up. That's a neckline. That's a head and shoulders reversal. You could measure 28 figure to 29.60. What's that? 160 ticks. Measured high from 29.60. What that gives you 131.20 as an upside target, and that suggests the highs again of that area from earlier in August. So it would certainly suggest a retest of the highs potentially. So keep an eye on that. I think that's a pretty decent move and a pretty decent trend holding on there. And a move to the upside in the last few days that suggests euro strength continuing. So with that in mind, I wish you good luck in your trading today, and I'll speak to you later. Thank you.